Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, it's Q&A Sunday, and as you all know, we're doing a special Q&A today to help one of our new subscribers by giving her some information on how you can better prep in an apartment. However, first we're going to take care of some administrative business, and that is announcing the winner of the giveaway of the TAC9ER e-tool. Now, we had 30 original comments, and I put that into the random number generator, came up with 25. Last time I went from the top down, this time I went from the bottom up, and our winner is the one and only Hoot Owl Holler. So congratulations, Hoot Owl. You are the winner of the TAC9ER foldable e-tool. Please go ahead and email me. You have my email. Go ahead and email me your name and your address, and I will forward that information to the TAC9ER team, and they will mail you a TAC9ER foldable e-tool. So congratulations, Hoot. I'm glad that you won because you've been here for a long time. But it was a random draw, and you just happen to be 25 from the bottom. So congratulations again, Hoot. Make sure you email me that information so I can send it to the company as soon as possible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for participating in that. That was kind of fun. A lot of comments on this one. I mean, 30 comments, original comments for me is pretty good. You know, that's good. You guys are participating. So congratulations again. At the end of this video, or towards the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and put out the rules for the giveaway that I'm going to do. I'll call it my Amazon giveaway because it's using funds that I generated from Amazon through your guys' clicking on my Amazon link. So please continue to do so, because every time I get a payment from Amazon, excuse me, I will go ahead and do a giveaway. Okay, so having said that, let's go ahead and start our Q&A for the comments that we're doing to help out our subscriber. And I forgot her name. I know it's a she, and she lives in an apartment, but I'm not going to try and look all over for it to find it, because we have quite a few comments, and I really want to get through them all and actually read them and maybe examine one or two, or maybe add something that I may think someone may have forgotten. But I read through a lot of these, and they look pretty thorough. Okay, so here we go. From Paper Buttons 19. It says, practice making food that you are prepping. For instance, I try making bread from time to time. During SHTF, there's no stores and little houses, and it's time for Little House on the Prairie. So yeah, good point. If you're prepping with long-term food storage, for example, pop a few cans open and make sure that you like what you're prepping with. Okay, and try cooking them to make sure that you understand exactly what you're going to require for cooking, as far as utensils, pots, pans, what type of fuel you're going to use, how much of a smell they give off, etc. Okay, so good comment there, Paper Buttons. Jay Tully added, for added storage, you can rent a small storage unit close to your apartment. When storing food in the South, climate-controlled storage is necessary. You can easily make storage hassock by cutting and gluing a piece of foam to fit the top of a tote, then covering it with a throw. Make a coffee table with a storage tote. Again, place a throw over a sturdy tote. Okay, so pretty much Jay is saying that you can mitigate some space issues by renting a small storage unit that's nearby to where you live if you have an apartment. In addition to that, you can use some of your furnishings in your apartment as storage as well. You just have to remember that they are temperature controlled, that if it's going to get too hot in your apartment during the summer, that you take that into consideration, because heat will diminish the life expectancy of your preps. All right, so thank you. Let me see. If you have a lot of wasted headspace in a closet, add another rack above it. Fire safety recommends 10 to 12 inch gap between a stored item and the ceiling, especially with more flammable items like fabrics. Okay, very good. Buy or rent an apartment that is within a short walking distance to a supermarket, says Vincent. Vincent from Singapore. If there's a swimming pool or a freshwater lake nearby, you have water supply in case your tap water is cut or your bottled water runs out. So Vincent here makes a good point that you want to have a sustainable water supply, really. I'm not sure about pool water, how safe that would be to drink because it is so chlorinated. However, from what I understand, chlorine does dissipate into the air or evaporate out of the water. So if it comes down to you having to drink pool water, what I would do is I would let that water sit out for probably days. So you'd have to think in advance. And then I would probably double or triple filter it. So good comments there. As far as being within walking distance to a supermarket, it depends on what kind of a crisis you are going through. Because if it's a full-blown SHTF, then you may not be that close to, you may not want to be that close to a supermarket, and you may not want to be in a crowded area. So before it gets to that point, you may want to have had bugged out. Okay. Okay, Salobrena says, hi, Kathy. Okay, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. We are in an apartment on the ground floor. I store under the bed, on our shelves. Any little empty corner is fair game. I also rent a garage that I split 3 ways, and in there I store water in bottles. Lots of apartment buildings have storage lockers in the basement. You can store your stuff in as well. Yep, good advice. Eddie. I agree. Okay, no, this has nothing to do with the storage, so we're going to go ahead and get by Eddie. He's got another one here, though. Valerie Robles. In an apartment, you have to maximize space. Many apartments don't allow firearms, so self-protection must be stun guns, baseball bats, pepper spray. I said prepper spray. Okay, pepper spray, etc. Since you don't have a yard, you can't plant a garden, but window gardens or growing things with lamps are possible. Water storage could be problematic. Make sure you have a gravity water filter like a Berkey. Very good advice. Eddie says, don't forget under furniture and sinks, and back of cabinets with seasonal stuff, and behind magazines or shelves. Very good. Okay, here's one from Donna Dorrell, who says, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment in Montana. I am a senior and disabled. I am the center of food storage and other survival things for a family of 5. One of the first things I did was to sit down and create a menu for 2 months, a full menu for 2 months based on what I could make straight from the pantry. Why? If everything has broken down due to weather, economics, natural disasters, you and your family are covered. I took each week of menu and tallied what I needed to have to complete meals for that week. Then I figured out what was needed for 1 month. And then etc. You can take that on and on and on for a month to year to even years. Okay, so I'm going to go on down a little bit because that's pretty much what it describes, is how she's portioning them out and deciding what she's going to need for long term. Seal the bag. By doing all of this, I created insurance for my family. Yes. I bought what was needed, not too much of one thing and not of another. Make sure you choose to do this, that you buy Sharpies. So she's pretty much saying make sure you label everything. Number 1 rule in my house, nothing is put away until dated. Let me see. I own camping equipment. I have stored a month of water. I use old laundry soap bottles to store water for the toilet. Make sure you clear. That's a very good idea. She uses old laundry soap bottles to store water for the toilet. And make sure that you clearly mark them that they are for toilet use. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That water that's in those soap bottles, if needed, you could probably filter them through a Berkey or something like that and make it drinkable. I have made fire starters out of egg cartons from leftover debris like dryer lint, broken bits of twigs, charcoal, candle, wax. When you first start prepping, you feel overwhelmed. By taking 1 week at a time, you will gain more confidence and be learning new ways and skills as you go. There is nothing worse than having the feeling that you're helpless against what will happen. You're not helpless. You're just not pointed in the right direction. Never be afraid to ask questions here. You will find great help here for what you need. That's a great comment, Donna. I'm sorry that I messed it up a little bit. I can't see that great in these little letters. But that's a great comment. Great advice. Okay, Paper Buttons 19 again here says, I have shelves installed in one of my closets. It's my prep closets. 5-gallon buckets for beans and pasta and rice. Water storage worries me. Plan on getting 5-gallon jugs. I have 1-gallon jugs now. Think those hand pumps for the 5 gallons are the way to go. This is a great topic. All right, thank you, Paper Buttons. Keith S. says, okay, this is one on the free speech. I'm going to go ahead and just stick to the ones about prepping. I buy those hanging shoe holders and hang them on the back of one of the bedroom doors, and they also hang nicely in closets, like you hang your clothes on. Also, I take advantage of closet space. Usually, most closets have one shelf. I put more shelf upwards, same in bathrooms. I put water in cleaned out 2-liter bottles, 2-liter soda bottles, and store under the beds and couches. I always look up in space, especially small places. That's used areas. Yeah, so pretty much Desi's saying to look at your overhead space and, under your furniture and stuff like that. Areas that you're not using because you're not walking on your ceiling and you're not walking under your furniture. Jeannie Thide says, my sister lives in Italy. She has a small apartment. She has sent pictures of her garden. She does pot gardening on her balcony. I taught myself to do canning. I grow tomatoes, all types of peppers. When veggies are on sale, I stock up and freeze them. Mushrooms, onions, carrots, green beans, and more. Like Des was commenting, rearrange your clothes in your closet. I would assume to make more room for preps. Okay. I went to the dollar store and they have hangers that you can put about 6 hangers and free up lots of space. So she's saying those hangers that you can like put 6 hangers on one, so to save space in the closets. Okay, put some shelves in and fill it with canned. I guess she meant shelves. Put some shelves in and fill them with canned goods or water. Don't forget candles, matches, or lighters. Let's see, Charles Murray. Okay, the installation and utilization of lots and lots of vertical storage. I live in a 300, this is a really good comment actually, I read the whole thing already. I live in a 300 square foot efficiency I lovingly call the ISS, cause that's exactly what it feels like in there with all my gear. I still fit 4 months of food, 3 rifles, 3 pistols, solar, air compressor, and mechanics tools in there. Just lots and lots of shelving, lots of shelving. I also have 3 big wooden chests I store stuff in and stack on top of each other. Compartmentalizing is key. The downside though is that the minute you start doing a project, the place gets messy. But yeah, shelves I think are a great idea because they do maximize the space. Rural Paradise says, my daughter is a skilled couponer and she uses coupons to get a lot of stuff as far as hygiene products, and that's being a skilled couponer is great no matter what it is that you get. I don't know if you guys have seen those shows on YouTube or videos where someone will go to the grocery store with coupons and get like $500 worth of stuff and they pay like $1 or $2 for it. Let's see, Shar says, water storage is the biggest problem in an apartment. I have my headboard pulled several inches from the wall and I have water-filled soda bottles along the wall. 3 and 5 gallon water bottles behind the sofa and recliners. Water is hidden behind furniture to make them less obvious to maintenance people that may come in. You can stock commercially canned foods in the 24 can flat on the end of your closet as high as the closet rod. Then pull clothes next to them. I have 5 gallon buckets of rice, beans, etc. stacked 3 buckets high in the backs of closets, and I just pull the clothes in front of them. I did an interview about prepping in my apartment with AP. Oh, this is the interview that we did, Shar. Okay, yeah. So if you would like to go and take a look at that video that Shar and I did about prepping in an apartment, please feel free to do so. Let's see, Granny Fisher. I have not prepped in an apartment, but our family of 6 used to live in a bus. First, we would be sure to pack a basic first aid kit with the essentials, starting with band-aids and neosporin, adding to it as I use various items. For instance, if I have a cold, I buy decongestion, buy 2 and put 1 in the first aid box, panty liners, and a roll of electrical tape make excellent preps for bleeding wounds. Yes. Then, and the panty liners are pretty sterile also. Then get a handgun and learn how to use it. That's a key word, ladies and gentlemen. Learn how to use it. Okay? Don't just get one, but learn how to use it. This won't take up much space because you need it with you at all times, pocket, purse, etc. The one time you don't take it is the time you really wish you had. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Pack a bug out bag with the 5 C's. Cordage. Hey, this is great, the 5 C's. I haven't read this one. Cordage or paracord. Container, bottles of water. Cutting tool, multi-tool or pocket knife. Combustion, matches, big lighter. And cover, a lightweight jacket, rain, poncho, small tarp, or other. Your canned foods can be tightly packed in your kitchen cabinets or linen closets. Very good. Granny Fisher, that was a great comment. Very good ideas there. Let's see. Hudsonite. Attempting to prep an apartment for long-term survival. Oh, I like this comment as well. Attempting to prep an apartment for long-term survival is ludicrous. Plan for 2 weeks at the most, since 99.99% of real scenarios will have resolved by then. If it comes to the point where life is not back to normal by then, you don't want to be in the city, and it's time to leave, hopefully to a pre-planned bug out location. So Hudsonite brings up a great point, and I believe that is true. If you live in an apartment, you probably live in an area that is more populated than your surrounding areas, okay? Or let's say your immediate surrounding areas, okay? So if you do live in an apartment and you cannot afford to buy a piece of property somewhere a good distance away from where you live that is not that populated, okay, then see if you have family members that maybe live in an area that's not that populated, okay, and then maybe see if you can talk with them and see if you can pre-plant some of your preps there, with the understanding that if something ever happened where you had to bug out of your apartment, that you could come to their house and that you would be able to use your preps there with them. Okay, that may sound a little easier than it actually is. You'd have to have a family member that's got your same mindset, all right, and that would be willing to take you in addition to allowing you to store your preps there. So, but yeah, Hudsonite makes a very, very good point that if an SHTF is going to last more than 2 weeks, if you're in a populated area, you may want to think about having a plan for bugging out. Okay, let's see what Gene has to say. Okay, random outages, transportation strikes, and drastic weather events can occur anywhere, no matter what defines our living space. Preparing to the best of our ability is important. Since moving to a rental, my prep efforts have increased to include first aid, batteries, cook stove, headlamp, manual coffee grinder. That's important, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know how much you're going to miss coffee unless you haven't had it, unless you're not a coffee drinker. A few 7-gallon water containers, more candles, and about 12 months of food. And that's a great start. That's a great start. I like that 12 months of food. I think everyone should have 12 months of food for them and their families. I simply live without much in the way of furnishings. Closet space gets better use for prepping than for clothing. Keep an inventory sheet to help with the first in, first out process. So pretty much rotate, of keeping things rotated. While I can't anticipate every possible scenario, I just do my best to put aside what I can and appreciate what is here, while it is still here. Because of all of these efforts, I leave it all and go. Mindset could decide the next step to safety when navigating through an emergency. Okay, very good. Let's see. Oh, we've got one here from Know Thyself. Oh, this is our last one. I'm only doing original posts, okay, original comments, ladies and gentlemen. All right, because then it gets kind of whatchamacallit. It just kind of repeats itself with people agreeing with other people. But everything I've read so far is very, very good. I have an apartment and I have years worth of food stored in my space closet. I filled up totes with bags of rice and pasta, not boxes. Stored number 10 cans and canned foods on top of shelves, lanterns, batteries, and solar chargers on lower shelves, with water in 7-gallon jugs on the floor in the closet. I have 10. Oh, she's got 10, so she's got 70 gallons of water. That's good. I mean, in an apartment, that's good. And then, of course, you also have the back of your toilet, all right, the reservoir of your toilet. That water is clean enough for you to put through a filter. And you also have your hot water heater, if there's a hot water heater in your apartment. Okay, water filters, seeds, and medical supplies in similar totes, and tons of things in my underbed storage like soap, tampons, toothpaste, and shampoo. I also have a working pantry in my kitchen. Trump just issued a preparedness advisory, and people really need to get moving on that. Yes, he did, and I think I might have covered that yesterday. I don't remember on the Twilight Zone. Yeah, I did. I was joking that the White House has been watching the Alaska Prepper channel, and that they made September um, Preparedness Month, which I guess it's been Preparedness Month for a long time. This is the first year I've heard of it. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, very, very good. Thank you very much for sharing. I'm sure that Kathy will get a lot out of this. And I just wanted to go ahead and add a couple of things. So, um, I mean, of course, I was going to say I'm not promoting. Yes, I am promoting. I'm promoting the 5 B's of prepping. So, prepping in an apartment, obviously space. Okay, you also want to have some foods, especially if you're going to go into a crisis where you know that food will be difficult to get. Okay, because if people are running out of food and you have food, you don't want them to know that you have food. So you do want to store some food or prep some foods that you know that will not give out a heavy smell of food. So for example, if I knew that we were headed or that we are in a crisis where food is scarce and people are going to start running out of food, and I wanted to keep people from knowing that I have food. Okay, so one of the things I would do is the first 2 or 3 days I would do the same thing everyone else is doing. All right, let's say for example it's a grid outage, right, and you have no electricity. I would be barbecuing all of my meats. Everyone else is going to be barbecuing their meats. They're going to be barbecuing outside. They're going to be taking it easy, thinking, okay, this is going to be over in a day or two. Let's get rid of our meats and stuff in the refrigerator before it goes bad. Okay. After that, I would transition over to some foods that did not make any smells and that maybe you don't even have to cook. Like, for example, some canned pastas, right? The spaghetti and meatballs or those raviolis that you get in a canned pasta. Those aren't the greatest nutritional foods, but they do pack a lot of calories and a lot of fat. And that's stuff that you can use during stressful situation. And they don't make any smell. Okay, you don't have to heat them up. You can eat them right out of the can. So get a lot of canned foods that you know won't create a smell and that you don't have to cook. And now if you are going to be cooking something or warming something up, try to keep something that you know that will not use that much fuel to heat up the water, and something that won't create a smell of food that will radiate, throughout your apartment complex. All right. In other words, you don't want to ring the dinner bell when no one else has food in the refrigerator. You don't want to ring the dinner bell and inform everyone else that you do have food. Okay. So for an apartment, so if the water that you have now is good water coming out of the tap and you already have a filtration system, if you want to get a small filtration system, so I like Berkey a lot. However, if you don't have the room on your countertops to keep a Berkey, get a mini Sawyer filtration unit. They're like $21 and they do a really good job. And I know thyself, I still have to do that review on the mini sorter. I actually have it sitting out. There's a couple of things I have to get so that I can do the review on that and show you guys how it works. But so I haven't forgotten about that, know thyself. I know you asked me a long time ago. I've just been very busy, so that's my excuse. But I am going to do it. Okay. What else? Okay, so yeah, like everyone's been saying, take advantage of all of the space that you have. Okay. Now, what about prepping some cash? You want to make sure you have some cash prepped. Okay. So, you know, I can't tell you how much cash, but let's say, for example, we went into some kind of an economic crisis that was an SHTF type economic crisis, meaning that, like, for example, like what Iran is going through right now, or what Argentina is going through, South Africa, and I could probably go on, where the value of the dollar is diminishing as the days go by. I mean, day by day it's going down 10-20%. When something like that happens and people start to run away from the dollar, dollar is going to be king, actually. Because if the banks are shut down and the credit card machines aren't working, ATM cards aren't working, if you have cash for the first while after a crisis like that, people will still take the cash. And if you have cash, you will be able to purchase some things with it. If there was an economic crisis tomorrow, I'm not going to go out and try to buy stuff with silver or gold. Okay, I'm going to go out with cash because people are still in that mindset that cash is king. Okay, and most people are not going to know what the true value of silver or gold is. Okay, so you are better off having some cash. Okay, and also, if you can afford it and you have your first 3 B's of prepping taken care of, your beans, band-aids, bullets taken care of, go ahead and purchase a little bit of silver or gold, mainly silver, because silver will be more barterable than gold if something like this were ever to happen. Okay, and we're not even talking about preserving your wealth right now. We're talking about having at least a little bit of silver as part of your preps. Okay, go to your nearest coin shop and get yourself some constitutional silver or junk silver. They call it junk silver, which is pre-1965, meaning 64 and below quarters, dimes, half dollars, and dollar coins. All right, those are all going to be 90% silver. There are still some half-dollar Kennedy silver coins from 1965 to 69 that have 40% silver, but more than likely it's gonna be easier for you to get the 90% silver. And this is the time to get it, by the way, being that silver has been beaten down so badly as far as its nominal price, right? So those are some other things that you can do. So having said that, I hope that you got something out of this. I want to say thank you for all of the subscribers, for all of you guys out here with all of your comments. I do appreciate it. And that's how we make things better, by coming together, putting our ideas out there, and helping someone out. So thank you all for that. One last thing that I want to cover today is going to be, let's see. It's going to be this. This is going to be our giveaway. Okay, so this video is also going to act as the entry for this giveaway. I'm going to call this my Amazon giveaway because I'm using some money that I got from Amazon because you guys are clicking on the Amazon links. So, ladies and gentlemen, about 70% of what I receive in revenue from Amazon or from YouTube, I'm going to use to give back to the community. Okay, so if you guys want me to keep doing these, please use my Amazon link. The link that I provide in the description says that it's an Amazon link for the TAC9ER multi-tool shovel. However, you don't have to buy that. It'll take you to that page, but you can just click on that link and then do your shopping and get whatever you want. It's not going to cost you anything extra to do that. But what it does is it throws a few pennies over to the Alaska Prepper channel. And like I said, I probably use about 70% or so of what I receive to go ahead and do a giveaway. Okay, and this is my first giveaway, so I'm pretty excited. I looked at my checking account the other day, or my savings account, and I saw that Amazon had deposited some money in there. I was like, that's awesome. That kind of validates things. So letting me know that the system is working, that you all are participating, and then now I'll be able to take that participation that you actually turned into something tangible and give it back to you guys. Okay, so we're going to keep it really simple. Why change it if it's simple already? So everyone who comments on this video, all right, anyone who comments, I will go ahead and do a drawing next Sunday to give this away. Okay, it will give everyone a full 7 days to participate in commenting. And ladies and gentlemen, please share. Okay, please share, please like, and if you're not subscribed, what in the world are you waiting for? Okay, what in the world are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit that button, but most importantly, share this information. Okay, because look, the Alaska Prepper channel giving this away, giving this away. Just imagine if someone comes onto this channel just because it got shared and they came onto here and subscribed to here just because this is being given away and they're not preppers. Just think about that. If we can change a person to start prepping just because we shared a video, we're all going to be better off. Okay? You all know that. You all know, those of you who are preppers in an apartment right now, would you rather all of your neighbors be preppers, or would you rather be the only prepper? I think I know what your answer is. I would rather all of my neighbors be preppers, because I know that way that if something happens, that I don't have to worry about them coming to me, and I will be able to take care of my family with the preps that I gathered for my family. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be giving away. And I hope that you guys take advantage of it. Go ahead and comment, share, subscribe. And on another note, having said that, I appreciate that you guys are letting some of the commercials pass through. That's the other way that the AP channel gets resources, gets money. Okay, I haven't received a check from YouTube yet, because I think they do it a little different than Amazon. I think you have to reach a certain number of dollars before they send you anything, and or actually they actually send a check. So I think that you have to wait till you earn like $100 or something like that for them to send you a check. I'm not sure, but as soon as I get one, I will be doing another giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. So the more that you guys let these commercials play through, and I'm not asking you to sit through a 10-minute commercial, okay, because I wouldn't do it myself. But if you have a 15-second to a 30-second commercial, even if you have a 1-minute commercial and you have to go to the bathroom or something, let it run through, because all of the pennies that the channel makes, I'm doing the same thing, okay, from YouTube and Amazon. I am taking those earnings, or at least a percentage of them, okay, because I do have to pay taxes on them. And it may not sound like a lot now, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll be talking me doing 500, $1,000 prep, long-term food storage giveaways. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I think it would. That would be so great. So keep letting the commercials play through. I appreciate it. I'm sure that everyone appreciates it, especially if you're the one that wins this. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and knock it off. I do have a very busy day ahead of me. Got a lot done yesterday. Pretty happy. Today I have a lot to do as well. Okay. So, having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.